My name's Pricila Delatorre.
And my name is Jordan Hemp.
And you're listening to Off the Market Confessions,
where we talk about real stories, real estate, and real life.
We're back.
Welcome back to Off the Market Confessions. Again, I'm one of your hosts, Jordan, and
I'm
this
Pricila.
is lovely Pricila. Okay, so
I just landed last night.
Yes, you did. We are like mid-August. Pricila just got back from San Antonio, Texas for Mega Camp, which is one of the large events that Keller Williams puts on every year. There's one in February, Family Reunion, which we did an episode on earlier this year. And then there's Mega Camp, which is usually always in Texas, and it's in August. So it's always hot, humid.
Oh,
but
God.
It's technically called Mega Agent Camp. So it's more designed for like agents who are producing. You don't have to be a mega agent, but it's kind of like higher level conversations and not so much entry level. And I feel like it's a really good, the timing is great because it's like this reset midpoint of the year where it's like, yes, we might be through halfway of the year and like coming up here soon, we're going to be down to the fourth quarter.
Right.
But it's a good way to kind of like get a reset, refresh, and see like, okay, these are what my goals were for the rest of the year, and this is how I'm going to hit them.
And this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm going.
One of my favorite parts, because I've been to this before. I haven't been in like 3 or 4 years, and it's the same thing with the family reunions, but it's like one of the things that I always take away out of that is this like motivation and this like drive to like just, I don't know, you find some inspiration and you want to come home and you want to just like implement new things in your business. But it's not only that, it's like it takes it to this personal level too, where it's like, I'm just going to be better.
Yeah.
I'm going to start having healthier habits. I'm going to, you know what I mean?
Yes. I love it.
Did you feel that? Did you get that?
So when I was there, especially I love the speakers. I'm into the woo woo. I'm into like the motivational. I love it. That's who I am, you know?
Who was a speaker?
His name was Simon,
Sinek?
Sinek. Yes, Sinek.
Okay.
I didn't know how to say his last name, but which is funny. We saw him at the airport.
Isn't he with Keller Williams?
Oh, yes, I think he is.
Yeah.
He's an agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
I don't know if he's an agent. I think he's maybe he is. I think
he did talk about something about real estate, selling real estate. So maybe he is.
I saw them make posts that said why Simon Sinek chose Keller Williams.
Yeah. So, you know, when I left yesterday, I posted something. I posted a picture. It was the last day. And I said something about, you know, every time I go to these events, it reminds me why I stay here with KW. Because, you know, KW, maybe our office is different. You know, it's changing. It's just different right now. But, you know, when you go and you see the bigger picture and you see what KW is all about, it really is in line with who I am as a person. Their values, I feel like they're the same. They care about the people, not about the money. The money is just a tool. That we're here to change people's lives. We're here to motivate, to inspire. They talked about, Simon talked about like his big why, which was he wants to inspire people. And that's been my big why, to inspire, to give back to my community, to show people that, you know, coming from where I came from and the single mom and the this and the that and growing up poor, if I can do this and I can achieve what I've achieved and, you know, be a business owner, multiple business owner, you know, I'm making moves in the real estate game. If I can do it and I come from nothing, I didn't even go to college, you know, then you can do it too. So for me, that's huge. That's always been my big why. And sitting there listening to him, I'm like, dang, like he's just like me. This is what he believes is what I believe. And, you know, I've talked to other agents at other companies and they are money focused. They are, you know, they're what drives them is different than what drives me. So it always reminds me like you're at the right place.
Same, you know, and it's funny you say that. Just real quick on that note is like, I noticed there are agents that show up and they treat this like their job. But for some of us, it's so much more than a job.
It is.
It's like a passion and it's a self-driven competition. It's like, how far can I scale this?
Yes.
Like, I want to grow. I want to be big. But at the same time, I put in time into this to, obviously make a living too. But I contribute to giving back in so many other ways. We both participate in leadership in our office.
Leadership
I'm
for the
super
association.
Involved in our association this year. And I want to do more than that too, but I also just am trying to make sure I have this balance where it's like I'm not overcommitting into that aspect, because at the bottom line is like, if I'm not producing well in real estate, I won't be able to give back in that sense either. But
the community stuff for Moxie.
It is. Yeah. And that too, that's kind of like my outside of real estate. I try to give back in that sense. And I know there's plenty other things that I'll get involved with in the future to
Yeah.
give back to and just
Yeah.
continue building because it all plays in. It's like the spider web.
Mm.
It all comes back to
Mhm.
help building you and grow as a person. And I think that that's one of the biggest whys for me too, is like by
Mhm.
doing this, it literally makes me a better person.
Yeah.
It just makes me more
Yeah.
well-rounded. It
And
gives me opportunity to pour back in other ways.
and I think look at the people around you, right? So for me, I do, obviously I want to grow my business, but I want to bring in people that I know. I want to bring in my sister and help her grow
Right.
her, grow
Yeah,
for her
absolutely.
family. I want to bring in, the girls that I'm coaching here, right? I want them to have these big lives. I don't want them to see everybody else doing great and them not knowing like what's missing. I want to help you get to where everybody else is at. Selfishly, right? No, I'm not charging anybody. I'm not, this is not like something, there's really nothing in it for me, but knowing that I'm able to give you the tools to change your life. So,
Yeah.
and KW is so about that. And it was amazing. I don't know. Every time I go to these events, I love it. It changes my perspective. It kind of regrounds me and it makes me realize like, you know what, you are at the right place. You're doing a great job. And, what you're doing, it's in alignment with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I love it.
So one of the things that I was mentioning about the timing of this event being in
Mhm.
August is it's like, yeah, we're almost coming up on fourth quarter, but there's still all this time to
Mhm.
achieve goals. And by this point in the year, and I can confidently say that right now, I feel like I'm experiencing this too, where I've hit kind of a lull in real
Mhm.
estate. It's a little slow. I did just get one under contract today, though. So I finally have one in
Yay,
escrow.
good job.
But it's like that happens. You go through these
Mhm.
phases, and it's really easy at this time of the year
To get
in any
discouraged.
business
Yeah.
too, is like to just kind of like feel the burnout. And you're just like, man, like maybe I came down to this low point and that's just where I'm done for the year.
Yeah.
Maybe my next pickup won't be till spring. It doesn't have to be that way.
Nope.
And it's all about your perspective. And it does take some work, right?
Mhm.
Like you have to change your perspective and be like, no, I got to get back to work, put my head back down, do the things that
Mhm.
are going to be productive and get me the business that I need to do. There are still people out there that need to move and
Mhm.
sell. And sometimes it's about getting back out there to find it, So how do you feel like motivation is a factor into what you learned at
Mhm.
Mega Camp? Like
Mhm.
I know it re-inspired you and
Mhm.
Simon did,
Mhm.
but did you come home with this motivation to re-implement or implement something in your business or like
Yes.
inspire,
Well,
refresh?
maybe not implement. Yeah, actually, yes, because there was a point in the conversation where Simon was talking about how, we get so busy, especially us as entrepreneurs, like we get so busy and caught up in our lives that we will blow off our friends, our family. We'll be like, sorry, too busy, can't do that. But I do feel like he said something about him not being a good friend because he was too busy with his other business stuff that I'm like, dang, maybe I haven't been such a good friend or a good sister or a good aunt or whatever. I'm a great aunt. It's not that, but maybe I haven't been a good friend and I haven't been there for people, how they would want me because I'm too caught up in everything else going on in my life sometimes. So I think for me, that's something I want to work on, but I really came excited and I just texted my coaching girls this morning. I was like, we have to meet because I have a lot to share with you guys because what I learned, I want to share with them so they can see like maybe they can get inspired to keep going and pushing, to push forward. Something really interesting that kind of ties back to this. So since last week, I think this is probably my 5th conversation. You telling me like, you're in the middle of the year, you want to do more, you're kind of like realign, reassessing where you're at. So maybe yours is not as like crazy as the, other people's that I've heard, but I met with somebody last week and we talked about her goals and where she was at and, for the year, where she wanted to go. I gave her some exercises on what I think she should do, like basically how to not care and just go for your goals, go for everything that you want, right? The next night, I had somebody else reach out to me via Instagram and they're like, I just need some advice. How do you, not worry about this? How do you do this? How do you like not let anything affect you? I gave her some advice. I told, whatever. I invited her to coffee if she ever needed somebody to talk to. When we were downtown or when we were in San Antonio, same conversation with the coworkers, right? What motivates you? How do you move forward? How do you do this? How do you whatever? And then again, we met these 2 ladies at a bar. They're realtors in Keller Williams. Hopefully they're watching this because now they follow me and I told them we have a podcast. And I told them I'm going to go to Florida, visit them, and we're going to film together.
Oh my gosh,
because
they're from Florida.
Yeah, because she wanted one of the girls, she wanted to start a podcast. And I was like, you should. Why don't you do it? And she's like, because like, what if? I'm like, who cares? Who cares what people have to say? Who cares what any person that doesn't like you has to say. You live your life. You have one life to live. And you're telling me that the opinion of Joe is going to stop you from living your life and from doing your podcast and from selling real estate and from giving your family a better life. The opinion of somebody that doesn't like you, that's probably a loser and they're unhappy with themselves, that does not matter. Right?
Right.
So I told her, I'm like, no, do whatever you want. Like, live your life. And I told her, I said, us meeting you randomly, having this conversation, you telling me you want to start a podcast, me having a podcast. I
Tell
said,
me that's not a sign,
this
right?
literally giving me chills. You're telling me that this is not like written in the stars. I'm here to tell you.
The stars align.
Literally, I told her, I said, I'm here to tell you that I am your confirmation to do what you have to do. To whatever you were questioning that you were maybe not good enough or that you can't do this, I'm here to tell you that you can do it. And that's been the theme of like this whole past week, I feel like. So yeah, it was amazing. I feel like I hope she goes for everything that she dreams of, because she seems like a badass. And she told me about her past and, what she does for work, what she did. She ran this like multi-million-dollar business and she let that go to start real estate, amongst other, other reasons that she had. But I'm like, if you were able to do that, I said, remember who you are in and fucking lock in.
Yes.
Literally lock in. You got it. And that goes for everybody, right? Like whatever you want is achievable. I went to this Seahawks thing the other day and my sister was telling me that the Seahawks got bought out by this family for like billions of dollars. So somebody in Washington, wherever they're from, has billions of fuck you money, essentially. And you're telling me that my goals are too big? There's no way.
Yeah.
Somebody owns the company that made this.
Right.
Somebody owns the company that made that, right? Somebody owns Keller Williams and has fuck you money. And you're telling me that my dreams are too big? They're not too big. I'm just not there yet.
That's right. It's
it's literally for everything. Like whatever your goals are, they're not big enough. Make them bigger. Whether it's financial, whether it's relational, whether it's, with your family, whether it's like creating, I don't know, whatever you want to do it. Who cares?
And you know what? So before we started filming, we had one of our lovely coworkers, Molly, in here, and we were talking about stuff. And I was saying how I've always been more of like a team oriented person because I'm a twin. I've always grown up sharing or working with somebody else on something. And talking about goal setting and reaching for the stars and being able to achieve that. There's this account that I follow, the School of Hard Knocks. They run a lot of ads, so people probably see them all over. But it's this guy that goes in and interviews millionaires and billionaires. He'll catch them on the street and he'll just say, tell me how much money you made in a year. And then he just says, what's your key to success? If there's one message you could leave with this generation, if you and I died today, what would you say? And you ever see that guy? I love him. I think
see
he's
him on
great.
TikTok. Is that what
he's
he's
such a
I see him on TikTok.
badass.
Yes.
He's such a badass. But what I guarantee they would all say is they didn't do it alone.
Right.
And so when you're setting goals and you're trying to find motivation, especially like in real estate, but this goes for any self-employed, where's the first place you can go if you're feeling a lull to turn around and say, I need to lean on some other people to try to find some business? Your sphere,
right?
Your family, your friends, past clients, and your circle, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is like, okay, maybe it's time for me at this point in the year to kind of refresh because I want to achieve these goals still. I'm going to set some smaller goals to help me get to that goal. And one of them is like, how can I pour back into my sphere right now? So we have a client event coming up next month that I'm going to invite all of my past clients to, even if they don't all show up. I usually will do pumpkins for past clients in October, and I put a tag on there with my real estate stuff, and I go drop them off, hand deliver pumpkins, and I don't know, let them carve them, whatever they want to do with the pumpkin.
Something sweet, something to be like, hey, I'm thinking about you.
And then I used to do these magazines around Thanksgiving and Christmas. I probably won't do those this year, but I always make sure I do Christmas cards to my whole sphere. It's expensive, especially with the cost of stamps, but it's just like this personal touch around the holidays. That's the easiest time of year to make a touch. And to remind people what you do and to be sympathetic and real with them. Right. Because
and remind them like, hey, I care about you.
Yeah.
Come around.
And there's all these different ways. There's scripts that you can find online. Use AI if you want, but be like careful, make sure it sounds genuine. But like use that to figure out how can I make a phone call and sound genuine without just calling them for business. Right. Right. But there's different ways to do it. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And it's like, there's still plenty of time left to reinvigorate what I'm doing. And I love talking about motivation and goals because we're so good at it. It's still hard. It's like, but look at where we're at right now. From the start of the year, we were like, we're going to start this podcast. We started
and
this
we're
like
still
last
consistent,
fall. Almost a year ago is really when I started thinking about it. But it was like, we at the start of the year, we're like, we're going to start this podcast and see where it goes. Has it paid us? No, it hasn't paid us, but it's okay. My social
we're learning.
media has gotten so much better. I feel like I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm getting to experience some of these really fun, good conversations with people that we're having in here.
Yeah. And I think it makes us a little more confident too. Like, obviously there's no filters here. There's no, like, if we make a mistake, sometimes it can get cut out, but so I mean, it is what it is. You are who you are, and how you show up is everything.
So, and not only have we done this podcast, but when I look at my GCI, my gross commission income, I think I'm at my second or third best year in real estate right now. And so I'll be at least my second best year, if not my best year by the end of the year, if I can reinvigorate and get things back on track.
Yeah, which you will. I think you will, Jordan.
It just depends.
Remember
if I have
who you
these
are.
clients that
Remember
wanna pull
who
the
you
trigger.
are, Jordan.
Actually, no. After the one I got in escrow today, if that one makes it to closing, this will be my second best year in real estate for sure, no doubt. And last year was my best. But it's like, and yes, I kind of gauge it on not so much the units that I sell. I try to hit a certain goal for how many houses I sell, but I really gauge it on what
volume.
I'm bringing home at the end of the day,
Yeah,
because I
sure.
just want to make sure that I can fund the life that I want to have at the end of the day. That's
That you
what
can
I
have
want.
billions of dollars to buy the Seahawks. So
Yes.
buy more houses from Jordan, guys. Hello.
I don't really want to buy the Seahawks,
Right.
but I might as well. Whatever. If I
Maybe
have
you wanna buy-
that much fuck you money, I
Maybe you
will.
want to buy a private jet
Yes.
and put my
Yeah.
face on there.
But
I'm just kidding.
yeah, well,
But that's a funny ending.
Plane,
The
but
pizza-
no.
Oh, no.
No.
Do not associate me with that man. Don't tell him I said that.
So I think when it comes to the goal setting and the motivation part, though, the timing is great, and I'm glad that we were able to unpack that a little bit. But we definitely will pick up on one of these episodes again in the future. I think maybe we'll have another guest that's also equally, involved in this type of like motivation and
we should bring in
goal
Amy.
setting. Amy would be fun.
So yeah, and I mean, if we're gonna cut this one short because we have a meeting here soon. But if I could say anything, to anybody listening, and this is how far we are into the year, we still have 4 months, right? So September, October, November, December, a little bit of August left. And there's still a lot of time. The time is going to pass. The time is going to pass, and you get to decide whether you're going to start on your goals now or whether you're going to start in January and still not do them. So just do it now.
Yeah. Really super
lock
fast.
in, do
With
it now.
The
But-
3 minutes we have left, what are some
Yes.
of the goals that you have by the end of the year?
I might want to lose some weight. So I do have some fitness goals and health goals, certain health goals. I won't really get too much into detail, but I have some health goals. Unit goals. I want to do another goal setting class. I didn't do it last year because I was too busy. So I want to plan for it. And then I have some things planned for my buyers. So it's going to be something that they receive at closing. It's not a gift or anything. It's just like a packet of information that I think is really just going to help tie up their experience. And I've been working on it. I already have the binders. But yeah, that's
Nice.
I mean, I don't know what other goals I have. Be happy, be a cool girl, have some cool nails, and have some cool sweaters. Look, guys, it's 96 degrees outside today. It's supposed
and
to
you're
be.
wearing
And I'm wearing this is a thick sweater. But I thought it was giving 90s. Somebody said I was giving 90s baddie. So
yeah.
I'll take it. And I also dyed my hair. Shout out to Myra. It's a little different colors right now because
You're not done yet.
I'm not done yet. It's going to go lighter. Also, I've used this blue shampoo. So if you see blue on my forehead, I couldn't wash it out that good. I'm just a girl, guys. Also, Hello Kitty has a collab with McDonald's, and I really want the Hello Kitty gorilla. Yes, or Godzilla gorilla. It's a Godzilla. Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh, you need to go get some McD's.
I already went last night. I didn't get her,
saw that.
so I'm going to keep going until I find her. So, but what are your
My
goals,
goals?
actually?
I want to lose a little bit more weight because I have lost some this year, but I'm on the mission to lose some more. I think I want to refinance my house.
Ooh, okay.
To a different type of loan where I can pull some equity out and just feel a little bit more confident in like my financial setup for like more peace of mind. Because being in this business, like commission based, sometimes it's just like stressful. It's like you really want to save as much as you can, but what if you burn through it?
Right.
And then
Which is so easy to do.
So I want to use my
easy.
home as kind of my backup is to be able to dip into that if I was in an emergency spot where I needed money. And so it's just kind of restructuring my finances. And then I would, I want to hit what I hit last year in real estate as far as my units and
I think you
GCI. So those are some goals. But other than that,
like
I have finish some house projects too. I've been working on them this week, actually.
What else are you going to do?
Well, I think we're going to start a bathroom remodel, but we'll see.
Period.
So.
I feel like I have a ton of goals, but I can't think of them because I'm in a high stress. We got to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back next week. Maybe we'll share the goals then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe I'll wear
Sounds
the
good.
same sweater.
We'll do it.
I don't know.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next
Thanks.
week.
Bye.
Bye.